Jumbo, fellow adventurers, Mike Dooley here, ready for another spiritual tune-up on Reincarnation 3.0. Yesterday was super popular, and then you asked so many more great questions. I think tomorrow there'll be 4.0. I really do. So it's a fun topic. It adds to the spice of life. It speaks to our eternal nature. It speaks to the fact that there's not judgment in the universe, that you do get to come back. Nobody goes to hell because there ain't no such thing. So there's a lot of empowering concepts beneath the notion and the truth and the reality of reincarnation. So let's go there. But as I cautioned yesterday, don't let this be a distraction to your here and now. This lifetime is the only lifetime out of 20,000 lifetimes that's important today. So you master this one, all the others will take care of themselves. Yet you do have permission to dabble in thought with all of these esoteric ideas that surely do reinforce the truth of life's beauty, intricacies, magnificence, and unbounded love. So let me go to some of the questions. I've got 8. I'm just going to try to do 4 of them. Mike, okay, this is one of the most basic questions. And sometimes we skim over it without giving it thought. So I'm glad this one was posted. How can reincarnation exist when you've got population growth? Where are the souls coming from? I think that's everyone's initial reluctance to believe in reincarnation. But of course, it doesn't take into account what I shared yesterday, the fact that life is happening in a spontaneous, eternal now. And it's only our physical senses that lie to us and tell us that we go on this singular timeline before, during, after. And if that was the case, a singular timeline, so many concepts wouldn't work with regard to the nature of reality. Reincarnation is one of them. It also implies, that question implies, that the only other place to be other than planet Earth on this active timeline, the only timeline implied, is to be, in heaven or in between lifetimes. And you're either there or you're here. And it also implies that, once you die, you got to come back immediately. A lot of things are presumed that are not the case. There are an infinite number of timelines that are all happening simultaneously. There are millions and millions of other planets in the physical universe, millions plural, that host conscious life similar to the human experience. Okay, not just, mold and algae, not just plants and spiders, but human beings or some derivation thereof, where they are creating their reality with the thoughts they choose to think. Millions. Okay, so you could have a lifetime here and then take off 7 trillion years and then have a bunch of lifetimes on Brohashka and then take off a minute and then come back to the Stone Age on planet Earth. And then the question, what about parallel universes? There are an infinite number for this timeline and this planet. And then there's millions of planets. Let it blow your mind, okay? Because that's how grand and mind-boggling reality is. But don't let it distract you from the simplicity of enjoying your life here and now. So, I hope I answered the question as to, what about soul population growth? The question implies too many things that are not relevant, that are not real, that are not true. So, the second question I have, what happens if you don't want to come back? Again, we cannot help but ask fatally flawed questions when our brain is wired to a timeline, because we think everything is like before, during, and after. So this question implies, when this life is done, I'm going to receive a menu that says, would you like to go back? What would you like to be, male or female? What century would you like to be born on? What planet would you like? It doesn't happen sequentially like that. So the whole question is kind of broken. Yet, if it did happen like that, and it doesn't, but there's half-truths there. And you didn't want to come back, then you don't come back. You do not come back. You go where you want to go. But it's all happening simultaneously. And so, as I wrote in my book, The Top 10 Things Dead People Want to Tell You, it's like you at a soul level decided, do I want to take the great plunge, the ultimate adventure into reality creation by immerging myself into the illusions of time, space, and matter? Yes or no? Most ethereal beings, most souls say, hell no, way too scary. You're in the lap of luxury, Garden of Eden, everything you want forever and ever is yours. Why would you go there and forget that you're of God, by God, pure God? Well, there's a lot of adventurous souls who say hell to the yes, and here we are. And that yes, in a very real sense, put you into 10,000 lifetimes. Each one of those lifetimes thinks it's unfolding on a linear timeline before, during, and after. And each one of those lifetimes adds to the other lifetimes, enriches the other experiences. Each lifetime is like a leaf on a tree. Okay, the tree is the soul. The leaves are our incarnations. Which leaf came first? They all came first. But when one soaks up a lot of nourishment from the sun or the rain or whatever, it helps the entire tree. And the entire tree helps all the other leaves. That's far closer to reality than how we deem it to be with our brains wired to time and space. So you see, if you were a leaf on a tree and it was time to fall off, there would never be the question, do you want to be another leaf? But I get where the question's coming from. It's the kind of question we all truly wonder when we're wired exclusively to the physical senses. But let me say to you, if you don't want to come back, don't worry. Do not. That's just deal with your life here and now, because there's the potential to be happiness today, and our adventure is to find that, not to wonder about, do I have to come back another time? Okay, another question. Oh, this is heartbreaker. Reincarnation makes me think this lifetime is the only time we are with the people we want to be with forever. Meaning, as the question went on and on, I've fallen in love with my family and I've fallen in love with my circle of friends, but I'm beginning to understand that there's reincarnation. I'm beginning to understand that we all go different ways as we grow at different speeds. And when we come back as different people, if I'm not Mike Dooley, who am I going to be? And what about my wife and my daughter? Are they going to be with me? No, my wife's going to come back as a man and my daughter's going to come back as who knows what. And we're going to lose track of each other. And this is so sacred what we have right now. Oh my gosh, God, the plan that we're living on right now is so ultra deluxe. And you got the deluxe package, I promise you, that there is no such thoughts that didn't go attended. Everything has been thought of ahead of time. Those you love now are with you forever and ever and ever and ever. And if you choose an incarnation without them, that doesn't mean you aren't simultaneously also with them, because we are simultaneously everywhere. And so while Mike Dooley might come back as Jane Doe in the year, 50-50, Mike Dooley will still have his own integrity, as will he be enriched by Jane Doe in 50-50, and Mike Dooley can still hang out with little Rebecca and his wife Marisol, and they with him, and they can go on to other adventures, some of which we may share lifetimes and trade roles. Hey, I'll be the daughter next time, and you be the dad, and in an endless parade of becoming where never is there a goodbye. So if you've fallen in love with anybody now, you will love them forever, and they will love you forever. Even if they forget that they love you, even if they want a divorce, they will love you forever. Even if you separate in this lifetime, you are together forever in ways that would thrill you if you could see the truth. So don't worry about that stuff, and don't think that you're stuck with anybody either, okay? Because everyone has security. Everyone is safe. Everyone is loved. Everyone has private time. Everyone has private space. Everyone has everything that they want. So it is that good, okay? The mind of God didn't miss a single beat. How am I doing on time? Well, you know what? I'm going to stop there. I've got 5 more questions. There might be Reincarnation 5.0 by the end of the week. Ask your questions now below. I've got animals on deck. I've got more karma on deck, spiritual contracts on deck. I have, can you call wisdom and guidance of past lives? Oh, calling on past lives and future lives for help in this lifetime on deck. So a lot of good stuff coming. Thanks for the interaction. Thanks for sharing with your friends. Thanks for the hearts and the thumbs up and the waving. I love it. By the way, one of my 17 books is titled The Top 10 Things Dead People Want to Tell You. The Top 10 Things Dead People Want to Tell You. Might be my favorite book that I ever wrote. I talk a lot about this kind of stuff, obviously, from reincarnation to animals, to spiritual contracts, to heaven, to suicide, for survivors, for those who did it. Anyway, I put the link in Facebook under the video that you're watching right now. The Facebook to my book, The Top 10 Things Dead People Want to Tell You, is there. So thanks for these great questions. I can't wait for tomorrow. We're going to have more fun with reincarnation, and it's going to continue on and on. Facebook, hello, Heart. Hello, Judy, Shauna, Kathleen, Lynn, Kristen. Wow. Hey, Riley and Bahar and Mona on Instagram. Thanks for letting me do what I do. Have an amazing Wednesday, the best of your life so far. Tally ho, amigos.